Hey, good morning. Today is Thursday. I've missed a few days this week trying to do some live videos. Lots going on. Was working with a client all day yesterday in a strategic planning meeting. So anyway, coming to you live today. My name is Daniel McCrane with McCrane Associates, and small business owners choose to work with us to increase their profitability, expand their scalability, and solidify their legacy because we guarantee our work in those areas. Well, I've got an interesting thought for you today to think about, and this would be good for your business anyway, but also to think about this from the standpoint of how to make your business more attractive to a buyer. And the idea I have for you today is, how can you use performance based compensation with your team members so that they are more motivated to help you grow your business and do better? So one of the first things that should come to your mind is that your sales team. We know that in sales there are typically commissions when something gets sold. That's a performance based incentive. The salesperson makes more money if they go out and they sell more, so they get more income. You get more business, of course, more clients, more income coming into the business. Think about how you could do something similar with every role in your company. What if you could compensate your team members based on the amount of work that they complete rather than the number of hours that they put in? So if you think about it, if you are paying someone to do a job and you say, I will pay you for 8 hours, and you give them some work to get done, how long is that work going to take? 8 hours, right? Because that's what you're paying them for. What if you could flip that on its head? And here's a thought. I know a guy who worked with one of his clients, and I love his story. I'm going to steal his story. So, Joe, if you're watching this, I love your story. Um, but a friend of mine worked with one of his clients who ran a hotel. And of course, you have to have the rooms cleaned for the next guest who's going to stay in that room. Well, the hotelier, the hotel owner, was paying his staff an hourly rate to clean the rooms. Well, as you can imagine, it took all day to get the rooms cleaned, or however much time they had available to clean the rooms. So, what my friend suggested is turn that, pay them based on the number of rooms that they clean. Let's take it how much you were going to pay them in 8 hours, and rather than pay them an hourly rate, divide that up and say, okay, I want you to be able to clean this many rooms. So I was going to pay you this much. Instead, divide by the number of rooms, and I'm going to pay you this much per room instead. Guess what happened? The rooms got cleaned faster because it wasn't based on time anymore. It was now based on how much work can I get done so that I can go do something else. So that's a way to incentivize your team based on the work that they perform rather than the amount of time that they put into your business. Now, here's why that's valuable to a buyer, because a buyer knows that uh, this is what the work is worth. And so that way they can begin to budget and begin to plan that way, but they can also begin to tie that to sales. They can begin to project that through scalability and growth of the company. They can actually begin to budget out into the future if the business actually grows and what they can do with it. It gives the buyer so much more information about what would happen if they were able to grow the business when they take over. This makes your business so much more attractive to a buyer because of that ability to map out the future and to be able to know what will happen if I grow this company. It's so powerful. It's so important. I would highly recommend that everybody figure out how you can convert the work into a piece of work, and what is the value of that piece of work rather than the amount of time that your team members put in. So, if this is something you'd like to talk about further, let me go ahead and throw my phone number up here and my email address. Feel free to reach out. Love to have that conversation with you. I'm doing the same thing in my business, figuring out how I can pay my team members based on the amount of work that they perform. So, I'd love to have that conversation with you as well. But with that, I'm going to stop here. Have a great day, everyone, and I